There we go. Right, we're live. Hi guys, welcome to our regular Thursday. I nearly said Tuesday again. Thursday hangout. This is the Tap Chat. I'm Nick. This is my wife,
Andrea.
And yeah, we're resellers, and we have a regular hangout, which is now on Thursdays at 6, where we.
Oh, who's that?
That was me. It finally loaded up. Sorry.
Very brief. Yeah, we did plan to have Margaret, Texas Gal Treasures on. That was all set up, but life has got in the way. I'm not really sure what's going on, but hopefully Margaret's okay. So if you're watching this after the fact, yeah, I hope everything's okay, Margaret. We'll have to catch up another time.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully she'll come on another day instead.
Well, thankfully, because we have so many reseller YouTube friends these days, some people have kindly stepped in. So we have Karen. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you.
Fantastic. These two, Karen and Andrea, were comparing Disney mugs a minute ago off there.
No, I haven't got one. I've got a Kath Kidston one today.
You want to show us your mug quickly?
Yes.
Oh.
I love it.
And
I'll collect your mugs.
Let me just put it on you for a sec. Was that sent by
Which reminds me, Karen.
Pardon?
Which reminds me.
Oh, have you found one for me?
Yeah, I think it's Piglet, actually. I think it's Piglet. I've got the wrong character.
Oh, no, I'm Eel.
So was that sent by a viewer, were you saying?
Yes, I think he's in the chat. Yes, he's just turned up in the chat. Mark Walsh.
Oh,
Thank you very much. I love my mug.
Oh, fantastic.
Love it, you.
Me too.
And we've got the lovely Karen with us as well. How are you?
Hello, I'm okay. All good. Now I've probably done my backing because I've been rearranging all my stock today.
I was going to say that wall of stock is quite impressive.
But it was all over here. So my idea is, because I was going to get a unit at the beginning of the year, but I'm holding off until I've paid off my PayPal working capital. So I just want to get it all in one section so it's out of the way. This is the theory, not to grow more stock.
I think last time you came on, you had your shelf of interesting stuff, or your granny shelf.
That's
there.
still up there. That's just right at the top.
I know.
Oh, so you need a step ladder to get to your stock now.
Kinda, yeah.
And we have Carla with us. Hello, glad you could join us.
Hello.
Oh, you've had a lot of things going on.
All of the things.
Unit, a little. What do you want to tell us? What it is you're renting now, or where it is?
It's a glamorously termed office. It's a room at the top of a building. The two lower floors are both dental laboratories. You know, where they make false teeth and so on and so forth. So there's two different dental firms on two different floors, and then there were just these two rooms at the top that they had full of dust, basically, just full of dust. And I put on my Facebook that I was looking for somewhere to rent, and one of the dental labs belongs to a friend's husband, and there you go. And there I am. There it is. I'm still here.
And how's that working out? Has that changed things fundamentally for you? Is it better? Is it what you expected?
It's nice to have all the stock in one room and instead of being down here and in the loft. And, you know, so it's nice to have all the stock in one room. It's taken the best part of the 6 weeks that I've had 4 weeks I've had it. No, 6. And it's taken most of that time just to get the correct furnishings in and to make it a workable space rather than just a space, you know. But it's just at the point now where I can go in, do what I need to do, and come back out. Which is I'm not spending the day there. I said to the guy when I rented it, I'm not going to be here most of the time. Literally, I pop in. I'm there for a half an hour to an hour at the most, and then I come back out again. So I still draft at home. I draft at home, take the stuff there, photograph it, and store it, and then pick orders and bring them home. And at the moment, I'm packing it, but I'm hoping that will change at some point. So
right.
Yeah.
So it's almost a storage solution then, really.
Yeah, a storage solution with a photo area. You know, because the other thing was I did my photos in the loft, and of course that's had to come down as well. And there isn't anywhere else in this house where I can set up photography lights and a space and leave it up.
Yeah. And
because I am fundamentally lazy, if I have to set it up every time I use it, I'll just not do it. I draft, and then I go, right, now I've got 5,000 items that need photographing, and now I'm going to have to put the lights up, you know.
So how's the work on the loft going?
It's
all done?
The roof is finished. The scaffolding is still here. The contractors rang today to say that they need to come and do a final gas safety check to make sure they haven't destroyed the flue to my boiler or something like that they had to interfere with.
Okay.
So they have to come in. It's nice to know that I'm living here and using my gas and they haven't yet done a final gas safety check. That's reassuring. But yeah, they have to come and check that, and then they can sign the job off, and then hopefully they'll take the scaffolding away. So
you've had someone interfering with you, with your
somebody's messed about with my flue.
Right, that's what I thought you said. Lovely. I just realised we've been incredibly rude and not said hello to chat. Let me just scroll back. Do you want to do a few hellos?
Yeah,
Andrea?
well, Lucy T was in first, so hi, Lucy. And then Gary, Southwest Sellers, Adrian, Karen's there, Brandon, and Peter. So
Yeah.
hi, everybody.
All sorts of people. I will scroll.
Lots of people, but that's all I can see at the moment.
I'll scroll. So yeah, Richard Payne,
Yeah.
Heather is in, Donna, Lynn,
Yeah, I noticed that Shelley was in.
Mark, the mug guy.
Yeah.
Oh, Shelley's in. And we were saying as well before we went live that people are going to be sick of us. We randomly went live last night because we were chatting about the new updates.
Yeah.
We're now in our regular slot, and then you're hosting tomorrow for the seller
I'm
ladies.
hosting the seller ladies now.
What's going on?
Oh no.
People will be
So what, you think you're going to slack off on Saturday?
What's that?
I say, you think you're going to slack off on Saturday?
Yeah, we might need a rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, the funny thing is, we thought we were talking to Margaret, obviously, tonight. So if we'd have thought that we weren't, we could have just talked about what we talked about last night, today.
Tonight, which I think we would have done, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's not how it worked out. So.
Yeah. So, Karen, how are things with you? Is business good for you? I mean, the amount of stock you've got piled up there. And I wanted to ask you first, is that all listed? It must be if it's numbered.
Yes.
Wow.
That works out. I think it's about 950 listings I've got at the moment.
Wow. And is business good at the minute?
It's January was dire. January was my worst month for a long time. This month's been okay, but it's been really roller coastery. Like I'll have like a day, like for me, a really good day is I'll take £150, and I'll have a day where I'll take £150, and then the next day I'll take £3. There's just no rhyme or reason to it. It's just up and down like a yo-yo. So I just take it while I can get it.
Exactly. Yeah. How's things with you, Karen? Business?
Yeah, I'm very tired, but I've been really busy and I'm very productive, so I'm pleased with that. And partly because this week I've had a challenge where I've not been watching TV in the daytime. So yeah, it's been challenging because I get to about 2 o'clock, 2:30, and I really want to put the TV on, but I haven't. So
what is your weakness? Is it like what are the good ones? Judge Rinder, that sort of thing? Or what?
I record loads of things. Don't even get me started on Jeremy Kyle.
Oh, I can't stand that guy. No.
Yeah, I would just record loads of things and then I'll watch them, and I say that I'm listing, but I just get distracted all the time and end up watching. So yeah, I need to. I've realised that is my thing. I mean, a lot of people said to me when I said I was doing it, a lot of people said, oh, it's YouTube and Instagram for me, whereas I can go back and forth with that. I don't go on that all, constantly. It's television for me that's my weakness.
Yeah,
so,
I was going to say, does that include YouTube?
I've watched a little bit. I've watched a couple of lives like Karen's and that, but not really. I've had it on in the background and then just turned it off because I'm not really paying attention. I've actually been more focused on work, which is good.
Yeah.
So I got loads of stuff prepped, steamed, and I've been measuring it and folding it up and putting it away today. So my room is a lot tidier than it normally is. I think last time anyone saw behind me, I had another rail full of stuff and loads of boxes. So I've sorted that all out now.
So is that all the photos now, Karen?
I've still got half of it left to photograph because I ran out of light. Because I do get good sunlight in my living room, and that's much better than using the photography light. So I do normally photograph in the living room.
Yeah, I find the same. I have to use particular times of the day because I'm using natural light. So I have to get it done in the morning. If it's sunny, then I get weird light in the afternoon. So try and get it done in the morning. It's been quite good today because it's been quite bright, but at the same time, the sun, you know, it's been quite cloudy as well. So I've had an extended period of photographing time. So I took advantage of it and got loads done.
Oh, it's been really dull and miserable here and damp and really bad light. So I didn't get the rest of it photographed. So hopefully we get some sunshine in the next couple of days.
Yeah.
So, yeah, welcome everybody. If you're just joining us, we had planned to get Margaret Texas Gal Treasures on. Life got in the way, so thankfully we have these lovely ladies that have joined us. We don't really have a subject lined up, so I thought we'd just have a bit of a catch up. If there's anything you want us to touch on in the chat, or you've got any questions, please put them in, because I don't know what else we're going to talk about.
Oh, Nick, can you say hello to my mum and dad, because they said they'd watch?
Okay.
Oh, hi, Karen's mum and
Hello
dad.
to your mum and dad.
How are
Andy
you?
and Shirley. Oh, sorry, Andy and Shirl. My mum will kill me for that.
Oh,
Not Shirley,
hi,
Shirl.
Andy and Shirl.
Do your parents get involved in reselling at all, or they just?
Yeah. When I go, you know, I go at least 3 times a year to go and do some sourcing. My mum comes with me to all the charity shops, and my dad does a bit as well. And my dad takes me further afield to like Woodbridge and places like that. So it's really good.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
My dad's really interested in all that. He does a little bit of reselling himself. So
That's good. Lots of support there then.
yeah.
Peter was just saying.
Just noticed that Kelly's just got in from the pub because she's on holiday at the moment.
Oh.
Wonderful.
Where's Kelly then?
She gone to a Centre Parks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, she did mention that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Nice.
Oh, my sister's in the chat.
Oh.
Mel.
Oh, it's a family affair today.
Kelly says, can we all wish Barry a happy birthday?
Oh, yeah.
Happy birthday.
Hey.
Happy birthday, Barry.
Happy birthday, mate. Have a good one. I was just reading before, Peter Ray was saying he's cut down the amount of YouTube he watched back in the middle of December and lasted till the beginning of Feb, and now watching too much. So he's lapsed.
You tend to get FOMO though. There are so many lives as well. Like
I do get FOMO about live streams sometimes, yeah, because they're just such a laugh and it's a way of catching up. But I'm not too bad with YouTube. I use it for music mostly now, and have that playing in the background while I'm in here listening. But I can sometimes go down the rabbit hole of YouTube. Yeah,
I watched a little bit while I was photographing today, but you don't have to use a lot of brain power when you're photographing, so you can listen at the same time.
Yeah.
I tend to watch back old tap chats or chinwags. I tend to watch them back if I'm working, because I can just be playing in the background. So it's just that, without being rude, it's the background noise that you've got going on without actually the distraction of looking at seeing what someone's got in a haul or what they've sold. There's no distraction to actually look at the screen.
Yeah, that's what they're perfect for. The hangouts are really good for that.
Yeah.
So one thing I do want to mention, and then we'll see if questions come in from the chat, is Carla and Caroline got together. For people that may not have seen that, what's going on, Carla?
I didn't hear what you said, so you broke up. So all I heard was Caroline, and then what's going on?
Not only is it you that tunes me out, it's our guest.
No, you broke
up.
Kind of a blip.
Oh, did I break up? Okay. I was saying, for those that didn't catch you when you were live, when you were hanging out with Caroline, you had some news the other day. So
we randomly decided to plan a meetup. Literally, it was kind of like, should we have a meetup? Yeah, all right. When? Then. So it was extremely spur of the moment. We are planning a reseller stroke YouTuber stroke. If you want to come along and meet us, not meet us, like that sounds. Would you like to meet me? Would you like to come along and
we'll do a signing?
You know who I am.
Shut up.
You'll be saying that this time, Karen.
If you would like to come along and meet with other like-minded resellers and people what does YouTube and other people what doesn't do YouTube, then we are having a meetup on the 27th of April. It is a Saturday at the Brewers Fair Shield Retail Park in Filton in Bristol, which is literally, I could drop kick myself there from here. So, not at all lazy.
Yeah. Well, we're going because I've booked the premiere in.
Yeah,
so,
you've
done it.
How did you manage to get that? in order for you to embrace whole Google Calendars, we have to go to this meetup and stay down there.
Yeah.
That was the deal.
Yeah.
That's how it was wangled. But I was going to go anyway. So for you. See. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't know, Karen, if you can make it. But if you do, I want you to be wearing a T-shirt that says, "Do you know who I am?"
Oh,
No.
please, Karen,
No.
please.
Karen, I have to tell you, do you know, Karen, do you know that in our messenger chat, your name is do you know who I am?
Oh no. I meant to say, do you know me? As in, when the guy came up to me, I meant to say, do you know me? As in from the side chat or wherever. And I ended up, it came out, do you know who I am? And then Karen was sat next to me and she heard it. And I thought, oh no.
Well,
It could have been worse. It could have been, don't you know who I am?
Yeah, true.
well, it was funny then, and it just gets funnier and funnier every time it's mentioned.
It does.
I was just reading in the chat. Duffer Cat is in and says, "I told my husband I'm going to the meetup. The problem is I'm in Florida, so he's not too keen on the expense." Wow, that'd be amazing.
Start a GoFundMe for your flight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got Mark Walsh says he's coming.
Cool.
On the 27th, said she carefully. Christine Davies says, I'm hoping to come and meet you all. There was somebody else further up, but it's shot away again. I think Donna, I can't think of her username on Instagram, but she's Self-Employed Dreamer, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know who she's on here, but I know she's coming down. She's flying down from Edinburgh.
Wow.
Alison
I've been
Benson
offered a lift.
Long meters.
I've been offered a lift, which is really good because obviously I did check the trains and it was about £158 or something. So, you know, it would be good if I could come. I'm about 70% at the minute. Depends on Darren's shift work. So
yeah, I hope you
I'm
can.
hoping it's when he's got a weekend off.
Yeah, well, it was such a good laugh last time. So,
Yeah.
We had a brilliant time, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to it.
Heather says, just try and keep me away.
Oh, fantastic. Heather
Also,
said,
it's Heather's birthday on the Sunday,
oh,
on the 28th.
and
Malcolm Morey says, I'd come for a visit, but the boat fare to get off this rock is like 140 quid. Can't you swim, Malcolm? It's the Isle of Wight, isn't it? It's not that far out. I'm sure you could swim it. You have to cover yourself in goose fat or something. I seem to remember reading. I don't know. That might be an entirely different thing.
we thought we might car share if anyone's coming from the southeast and wants to hop in with us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Can I get a lift?
Yeah, sorry.
Can I get a lift?
Well, considering you're already there, this is not necessary. You'll have to get yourself up here just to hop in.
That's just me.
Yeah, and we might take the big car because the Mini was quite a squeeze. Last time I was ferrying people backwards and forwards from the station, it was quite a squeeze in the Mini.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Kirsten's Curiosities is coming.
Yay.
Yay.
Says he'll come and he's staying this time, but he needs gin. I'm sure they have gin in the pub. Mark Walsh says, I'm around the corner in St George and I want to get the boot fare before you and get all the mugs.
Yeah, Tom says he can't make it, which is a shame.
He's going to be getting over his birthday, apparently.
Yeah.
Hungover. Tap Peddler, which is Derek, isn't it? I would like to come, but I need to check dates.
Okay.
John Clissold says, I think if I said, do you know who I am, people would take me to the police station thinking I'd forgotten.
Christine said, is Lex coming?
Lex is coming. Lex is going to stay at mine, I think.
Cool.
Caroline was also invited to stay at mine, but she's decided she's going to book a hotel room.
Okay.
She did say, where will you put us all? And I said, I'll just stack you all neatly in the corner.
Oh my God.
So you can't see you standing up. I said, you can if I pack enough people in tightly around you. I didn't see a problem here.
Surely that's what the new little storage office is for, just cramming in a bunch of resellers.
I've got an empty loft now. I can start stacking people in the loft.
Charge everyone a tenner for the night, you'll make a fortune.
This is a good thing. This is a good idea.
Heather said I had to sit in the front of Nick's Mini as the back doesn't have much leg room.
Yeah, it was
True. But you know,
See, I was all right in the back.
That's because you're 2 foot tall.
I know.
If you sit behind me, I'll pull the seat forward. So
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of room in a minute.
no.
But
No,
yeah,
I'll
so
be there as well.
that is happening. those who've just joined us now, we're just talking about a meetup that Carla is organising. What's the date one more time for that, Carla?
April. 27th of April. It's a Saturday. We're aiming for about 2 o'clock, but get there when you get there. And it's at we're going to have it at the Brewers Fair pub, which is in the Shield Retail Park in Filton in Bristol. I have put, I think I put a post on Tap Chat today, and Caroline's put one on Instagram as well. So,
okay,
yeah.
David McGregor says this meeting is only for Southern. What about an event for us Northern monkeys? It's most certainly not only for Southern people. You are welcome to come down, but I understand that you may feel it is too far. In which case, organise one. That's what we did. We went, let's have a meetup.
Well, Cartering is as north as you can get.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where is David? I don't know where David is. He can come and meet me on my, I can have a northern meetup. Just me and him.
One David mixed up with another David, because the David I thought I was speaking to was in Ireland, but maybe this is a different David.
Yes, there's two David.
Macmillan is the Northern Irish one, I believe.
Oh, people have got no way of having names that are similar to other people's names.
Yeah, organise one, David, because from the sound of this one, this took about a minute in a car going, should we meet up? Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
Not a whole lot of planning involved. Which is the best way, really, isn't it? Just make it happen, because when you start trying to plan things and plan dates, it all gets complicated.
He says, that's me told, Chester. Hello, David.
And Derek says, I'm in Scotland, so there's no excuse.
Yeah. And it's going to take us nearly 3 hours to get there, so. Yeah.
Is that the way you drive, Andrea, or is that actually the length of the journey?
2 hours and 3/4, I think.
The way I drive will be there in an hour.
Yeah, it takes about 3
I
hours.
drive, it'll be 5 hours.
Yeah, not joking. And in other news, I don't think Steve will mind me sharing this. Steve is free.
Steve is free. Free the Steve. Steve free.
Yeah, round of applause for Steve. It's finally out of under the thumb of the man.
Yeah.
And
he's out for a meal. I don't know if that's with Works people, but he's certainly out for a meal. And as far as I'm aware, he's out in odd shoes. On Instagram today that he's in his tired state this morning, he's managed to pick up and go to work in 2 non-matching shoes. Going for a meal after work and didn't have time to go home and change.
Wow.
He's just a trendsetter. That's what it is.
Yeah, I was speaking to him earlier, and it is a works do. Management are taking him out. So I told him to have caviar on panda steaks. And see how much the bill comes to. But yeah, so if you're watching this after the event, best of luck with it all, Steve. Can't wait to see how you get on. I'm sure you're going to knock it out of the park. Yeah,
he's going to be great. He's going to be the man. Heather says she bets he's ist by now. She spelled it different, but I'm sure it says ist.
Claire's saying, I'm a northerner too, would love a northern meetup. It just needs somebody to grab the bull by the horns and do it, really.
There was one a while. Was it last year in Liverpool, I think?
Yeah, there's been a couple of little ones, so it's not difficult. I mean, with the wonders of Facebook, and if you want to use the chat to organise something, that's fine. Put a post on there.
I was going to say, I did get a message today off Kath Palmer. She's coming to Newcastle the week after next, I think she said, and she was asking me about a northern meetup, and she's asked Indie Chick and a couple of other people I don't know from Instagram. So if anyone is in the northeast and would be interested in that, send either myself or Kath Palmer a message.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
That's good. Man says he feels like I'm watching Father Ted. I'm not sure which of us is which.
Hey. I can hear singing. Who's singing?
Oh, that's my son. He's annoyed himself.
Brilliant.
Coming away.
Okay, so people in chat, if you have any conversation starters or any questions that you would like to ask us or anyone on the panel, go ahead.
Well, Simon's in and's got one there. Simon Mitchell.
Yeah.
What do people think of promoted listings? I've had a lot less sales for not promoting any items, but just started promoting and got some sales, but higher costs. What's your take on them? So let's go down the line. Carla, do you use the paid for promotions at all?
I do. I promote, well, I was going to say I promote everything, but I try and promote everything. And then when you look at how many you've got promoted, it says you've got 73. Do you know what I mean? You add 500 to your promotion. And then when it comes along and you look at and it says number of items promoted, and you're like, well, where have they all gone? So I try and promote everything at 1%.
Right.
Yeah.
You're looking blankly because though this hasn't happened to you. So perhaps it's just me.
Well, I hadn't noticed that had happened.
I haven't noticed it. Somebody did say that when it ends on your 30-day cycle, then you can't re-promote. And I thought that I could, and I have.
No, that's markdowns. I think that person is getting mixed up with markdowns. I put something on a markdown.
I've not noticed that. I didn't know if it was just happening, and I didn't know.
You're not allowed to put something on a markdown unless it's been at a higher price for 30 days previously. So if it's just finished at 30-day, you can't remark it down. Mark it down. I've got stuck. So I think that person's got mixed up between markdown and mark. I can't. No, I'm going now.
I was going to say, since we had those issues with the percentages being pushed way up, not by our hand, by somebody else, you know, that weird thing was going on, the glitch. I've been checking quite regularly, and our numbers seem right, so things aren't falling off promotion.
Except you had a freak out the other day because I'd put some lower price things up to like 50p on promoted listings.
Yeah, so the cost if it sells is 50p.
And then it was, oh no, they've all changed again, and then changed everything down to 1%. I was like, oh.
Yeah, you didn't tell me you'd been doing that. Before that point, it was all like 1.5%, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I
was just trying to get things shifted, things that were old and.
Yeah. Soon we're going to have another chat with Hannah at eBay with another expert who is all behind the whole promoted listings thing. And we're going to have a lot of questions for him about that. So
Johnny, is that?
Johnny, I believe. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that one. We've been using it for a while. I think I like it. I'm still kind of a little bit on the fence, as in if everybody jumps on and promotes everything, where's the advantage?
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know. It has been working, and we've been getting sales out of it. But you never know. Would I have got those sales anyway? It's impossible to kind of tell. We could try a month where we switch it all off and then switch it all back on and do an experiment that way. I don't know.
But what it does is it makes you feel like you need to, so that you get your listings more visible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And the cynic would say that's exactly what eBay wants you to do. Feel like, well, it's there, I need to use it. And they just get more money for not a lot of work, let's be honest. So Karen, are you using it, the promoted listings?
Yep, I use it on all my buy it now listings. It'll let me. For some reason, I've got a bundle of DVDs, and I did have a bundle of PS2 games, and they wouldn't let me, for some reason, do promoted listings on it. I'm not quite sure why, but it wouldn't. But yeah, I do 1% across the board. I noticed when I started it, there was a surge in sales, but what makes me laugh is half of them weren't promoted. I sold. So I don't know whether it's the activity, because you're basically adjusting all your listings at once, that caused that. I don't know, but I don't really want to turn them off, because if I turn them off, I could lose my sales.
yeah, exactly.
Do you keep track of how many sales you're getting from promoted listings, and are you tracking that?
I'd say it's about half and half.
Oh, okay.
Interestingly, Alison Benson has just said I was using it at 1% and then stopped, and interestingly enough, my sales have gone up. Everybody rush and turn off your promoted listings.
Yeah, I think we need to experiment, don't we? And switch it on and off and see what happens.
Have you switched it on and off?
Yeah, that tends to. That's always tech support's solution. So we should try. Turn promoted on and off and see what happens.
Yeah.
Karen, have you experimented with it at all?
I've only put it on a couple of new things I've had. And I've had a pair of trainers that I bought new, hanging about for ages. And I've put them on promoted, but it hasn't done anything. They're a nice pair of trainers as well. Size 7 Nike Air trainers. They're just not shifting. I get watches and then nobody's bought them. I bought a few pairs and they're the only pair that have sort of stuck around. So I need to do something with that listing.
Items like that, Karen. 1,200 items that I think are nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're having a rough patch of sales, aren't you, Carla, at the minute?
I've forgotten what sales look like. This week has been worse than dire. I've run out of bad words to describe how this week's been. The previous 2 weeks have been my worst ever since I went full time, and this week has been worse than that. So next week, I fully expect eBay to close my account and come and burn my house down or something. I feel that's all I've got left, you know.
But it is.
Mine have been pretty bad.
Right.
January was much better for me. February has not been that great. I've probably had about four or five sales a week, if that. I mean, this week I think I've only had 2, so it's not been a good week this week for me.
It's dire. I've got 1,200 listings. It's ridiculous, you know.
Yeah.
And activity constantly adjusting all, you know, promotions. I've got markdown sales on. I'm listing every day. I'm answering questions immediately because I have a personal paranoid belief that if you don't answer questions, then eBay frowns upon that.
Right.
So I don't know whether it's correct. It's just in me going. They you know, if I don't answer my questions, they don't like that. So I am an exemplary student. I should be top of the class.
But sometimes there's literally no rhyme nor reason about it.
No, Lex blames herself.
I was like, it's Lex's fault. It's not blame Lex. Stop blaming me for everything, guys. It's Lex these days. But I was going to say, I think that's part of why it can be so stressful when sales vanish, because it's like I'm doing nothing different. I've got the same or similar stuff. Why? There's never any kind of rhyme nor reason. And that is in itself really stressful because it feels like I can't do anything about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thankfully, our sales have been really good, but I think that's because this week I've been listing like a man possessed.
Yeah.
And, you know, things are going okay for us. But we've had a few weeks recently that were really down on what we would expect.
Yeah, we have. Hi, Zahir. He's just popped in.
Zahir in?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
But yeah, I mean, I hate all this conspiracy theory and this talk about spotlight. But I seriously think there are moments when the spotlight is on you.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
It does feel that way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because on Tuesday, I had no sales. All of Tuesday until you went live, Carla. I had one, which was when you was live with Lex. Was it Tuesday? It was Tuesday, wasn't it? You was live with Lex, yeah. You was live with Lex. I had one, which they didn't pay. They're still not paid. That's another subject. But in the evening, between 10 and 11, I had 6 sales.
Yeah.
So you go from having nothing to suddenly, it's like, where have these people been all day? Not I'm moaning about them all coming, but it's like,
Yeah,
as
we've
if
had days like that where it feels like, you know, it's taken $3.99, like we said on the chat one day.
Yeah.
And then in the evening, it's like cha-ching, and it ends up being £100 plus, and it's like, oh, that's really good. But
and then we've had moments where one day it will be like 2 sales for like £20, and the next day it'll be 250 and like 25 sales, and it's like that.
Yeah.
The weird thing is, our store used to be fairly consistent. But these days, it's like some crazy roller coaster, and it never used to be like that. I don't know.
You can see there are definite dips.
Yeah.
Where it sort of does that.
But
yeah, I was just going to say, Lynn from Leeds is totally unrelated to anything we're saying, but I really liked her comment. She says, "My passion is retro vintage 60s. Have you ever considered reselling furniture from the 60s or anything from that era?" Yeah, I love it. And I've got a 60s bag on at the moment. I've sold one similar to it for about £40, and I've got one on there. And my comment I was going to make is that, has anyone been watching Call the Midwife? Because they're into the 60s now, and their fashions and their bags and everything. I'm just, I love it.
Endeavour's really good for that as well. Do you watch Endeavour?
No.
That's set in the 60s. That's really good as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Trends.
These programs, I swear they source half of this stuff from eBay anyway.
Yeah.
I think George was saying only the other week he sold like a pencil case to Back to School in the 90s. Program.
It was a Mr. Blobby one.
Yeah. And lots of resellers have those stories where they sell to a period drama or to a you know.
Yeah.
I've sold to the Bristol Old Vic. The Bristol Old Vic, I sold a camera to them.
Oh, a theatre.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's cool. Yeah, I have to say, I've been looking at like their bags. I've got like wicker bags and beaded bags, and thinking, I wonder if they're getting them on eBay.
Yeah.
Must be.
Yeah.
I mean, going back to the question, furniture we've never really got involved with because we don't really have the space here. So we
That's it. Space is a big thing for furniture, isn't it? You know?
Yeah, and it's George you have to go to for that.
Yeah, George dabbles a lot in.
I was watching one of his videos today when he was buying loads of
Yeah,
big-
mid-century.
He keeps saying, I don't want to buy anything big at the moment. I don't want to buy anything big. And then he goes
That's
to
all
a
he ever
shop and
does.
buys loads of furniture.
Well, he had like a 5-foot tall Rupert last year. Do you remember that?
As you do.
He sold it for like £400 or something
Right.
ridiculous. It was one of those money.
Yeah.
Do you remember the little charity money ones? You'd stick it in the top of his head.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
To be
Like the
honest, I
dogs.
think if
Yeah.
we could house it, I wouldn't mind getting into something like that.
Yeah. Well, if and when we move from this place, we might get
Yeah.
outbuildings. You could become a furniture restorer. You'd be like a pig in you know what,
Yeah, absolutely.
polishing your furniture.
There was a question from David McGregor who said, do you sell more or less if you offer free postage? Well, I'll just quickly answer that personally, that I tried free postage for a couple of months and didn't make any difference. So I went back to normal postage and had more sales. So I don't know.
I don't think it makes any difference. What about you guys?
Yeah.
Where do you fall on that side of the fence?
I've had free postage since I started, and then I decided in January to go on to paid postage. I haven't given it long enough yet. I need to give it a couple more months to see if it's changed anything.
Right.
So I actually like charging postage now, because then your item's a bit cheaper, because I used to factor it in and put it into the cost of the item.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas now my item's a bit cheaper and I've got postage. Maybe people are more likely to buy. I don't know.
What about yourself, Karen? Do you have postage on top of your clothes, or?
I'm trialing it. I'm trialing half and half. I'm doing a bit of an experiment on my store. I started 2 weeks ago, where half my stock is free shipping, half my stock is charged shipping, because eBay states that you'll get more sales, come through with free shipping. So I do everything the same. So they've got the same handling time and everything. And at the moment, I'm about 50-50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mix and match depending on if when I add postage on, it comes to let's say around £20. I like round figures, so I just do it £20 all in because it just looks neat. Whereas sometimes it just seems to make no difference on the outcome, though, whether how quick it sells or how long it stays on or whatever. But I'm 50-50 really on stuff. Media, I tend to do free shipping. It's kind of a given in that category. It's kind of the done thing. So I tend to go free shipping on all my media. But other things, I just make it up as I go along. What suits my fancy, really.
Yeah.
What about yourself, Carla? Are you free or paid?
I am paid postage. There is the occasional item that I do free post on. And usually only because if I have searched for similar to see what to list mine at, and all of the others have free postage, then I tend to go, I suppose I better put mine on free post as well.
Yeah, I'm a bit like that as well. Yeah, when I'm doing research.
But I like to charge postage, and I like to charge enough postage to cover the fee that eBay takes out of the damn postage that I charge. And I get very irate when people tell me that I should charge £2.85 because that's what it will cost to send it second class. And I get very cross, and steam comes out of my ears, and then I'm like, don't buy my item, I hate you. And this might be why I've got no sales. But no, yeah, I very much believe in charging postage because life isn't free and people shouldn't expect it to be. Rah!
I can't argue with that.
It's that kind of thing where they go, well, it's free post, and it's not. You do realise that free post doesn't mean it's free. You do realise free post means I'm paying, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is the age-old debate. There is no such thing as free post. It's ridiculous.
And the cost of post has gone up again. It's like,
oh, it goes up every year.
Ridiculous now, isn't it?
And of course, eBay charge you the 10% fee on it anyway. So to recover that, you need to be charging the 10% more. And then envelopes aren't free. Boxes aren't. Well, some boxes are free, but packaging materials are not free. Tape isn't free. Petrol to the post office isn't free. So it's like, where do you draw the line on that?
Exactly. I don't even get started on free returns.
Oh
no, never, ever, ever. No, I mean, the only thing I would say is that what I did, because I have best offer on a lot of my listings, and what I've done is I've put in a lot of auto decline because I'm not having someone offer me something I've got less than £15 on a top with free shipping. They can go and do one.
Yeah, I must admit, I started using auto decline a few months back, and it has done wonders for my blood pressure.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah. I'm just going to dip in and read some questions. I'm aware we asked for questions and we're not reading them. So Simon Blitz is in. Hi, how are you? Says, I've been using that send offer to watchers feature I found out about yesterday from someone in the chat. Had 2 decent sales from offering 10% off.
Cool.
That's cool. And there was a workaround. There was a way of using it before it was officially out.
It hasn't come live on ours.
There's
yet.
a link. Do you want me to put it in the chat? There's a link you click on. Do you want me to put it in there?
Yeah,
if you like.
Yeah, it hasn't appeared on my account yet either.
Right, let's see.
I haven't had one sale from doing that. I've done it a few times. Not one sale.
No.
It was funny. I was chatting with Hannah about the new updates, and she said, "What do you think of this send offers to watchers?" And I said, "I think that's a great function. It could be useful." We have about 3,500 people that follow our store now, most of which are viewers, and a lot of those watch our stuff because they're nosy. So if I started sending offers to people, I'd just be sending them to random viewers, I think. So I'm not sure I'll use it a lot. You know what I mean?
don't know. I might dabble. Give it a go.
Yeah, they can always say no. Shell says, I'm getting about 4 sales a day from offers to watchers. Loving it. Okay. Well, that's convinced me.
Maybe I'm not given a big enough discount.
What have you been offering?
Just like 2 or 3 quid off. Maybe that's not enough.
Depends what you're comfortable with, I guess. I suppose
Yeah.
you can only offer what you want.
Almost everything, and it's not made a blind bit of difference.
All right.
25% I feel is a good old chunk, and I'm still getting offers. Still get. Oh, I see this item is 25% off. Will you take 3p?
You can do something with your keys.
Carla, I always counter and say, you do realise there is already 25% off of this item. I will give you another 50p.
We've got a couple of cheeky offers today, haven't we? We ended up selling a car battery, which you did take in the end, but then somebody offered something really low. We declined it, and then used up all their 3 offers, and in the end you went, oh, go on then.
Yeah, well, I kept declining and kept coming up and up and up, and it's like, because they get 3, don't they? They get 3 offers, and we can counter offer 3 times. So his third one, I was like, I'll just let him have it. It wasn't, by the end, it'd come up so much, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
But I've had one of those days. I went to the dentist this morning, and I've been told I've got to have root canal.
Oh no!
That didn't put me in a good mood. And then I had to go to the hospital to have my scans because of this ongoing issue I've had with pain. So I wasn't in a good mood about that. Although NHS, this was amazing. I turned up early. Somebody had phoned up and said they weren't turning up, so they put me straight in. I'd had my scans before my appointment was even due, and I was out of the hospital.
Yeah.
I was like, happy days.
So what did you do? You went sourcing.
So I went sourcing and bought a load of tat.
Yeah. So you couldn't eat all day, and also he didn't come to bed till like 5 in the morning, and I woke him up early because he couldn't eat for 6 hours before the appointment. So I woke him up early so he could eat something for 6 hours.
So I've been grumpy and tired, and then
grumpy, tired, and hungry.
Fun day.
Yeah.
Duffercat says, does anyone think that simply the activity in your store is responsible for any increase, regular listing, adjusting listings, and adding promoted, etc.?
No, but then Carla was saying that she's, has regular activity in her store.
Certainly, if this week's anything to go up, but that's just because they've been piling loads of stock on. We've had a fantastic week, and we've had a lot of activity, but then if you're going to list new stuff, you always sell new stuff, or we tend to.
Yeah, tend to. But then who knows if it's just because the spotlight's on us.
And also with these theories, and when I used to chat with Zahir regularly, it was always the case where if somebody says, yes, this definitely works, somebody else is shouting, no, it doesn't, I've tried it. And nothing ever seems to work for everybody. This is why we all run around coming up with weird theories about it all. Yeah. And they never seem to apply across the board. I don't know what you
Can they show all sellers at once? Have they got a problem with showing all the sellers at one time? So they make it so that different people get a spotlight at different times because they can't show everyone all at once.
I don't know. They wouldn't admit it, would they, if they couldn't? Let's be honest. They're not going to admit that they can't.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot we can do about it if they can't. We can just keep plodding on. I mean, I do know someone YouTube that I watched ages ago. I can't remember who it was, and they said about bulk editing your listings. If you were getting no sales and you were still listing, just bulk editing them. Just going into your listings, press bulk edit. Don't actually change anything, just submit. And apparently that can get you sales. But I done it once and it didn't work for me, so I didn't try again.
Well, I shall try that after this.
The weird thing is about doing these strange little things is that, let's say we all went in and pretended to tweak a few listings and came out and then randomly got a couple of sales. We would assume it's because we went in and tweaked something, whereas the chances are, it's irrelevant, and you just don't know what actions you're doing are actually resulting in sales. This is the trouble.
I'll tell you something weird what happened with my personal account. Darren was sorting out his wardrobe and he had about 8 caps, baseball caps, that he wanted to get rid of, and they're all in good condition. So I put them on, and they're all very similar. They're all from America when he went to Florida, and they're all in pretty much the same condition. So I listed them all. All of them were getting, you know, when you first put something on, it gets like 3 views or something. One of them, within the first half hour, had 30 views, one of the caps. And now that's up to nearly 200 views. It's not sold yet. It is at a good, reasonable price for a second-hand item. But I think it's so weird that all these caps are very similar, but one particular one has had over 100 views. Now, has that been shown on their main, the main page you go on, the landing page? How come that's had so many more views than all the other caps? It's weird.
Maybe it's is it a certain brand or something, or certain?
It's a certain team. Yeah, they're all American, like football teams, baseball teams.
It could be that team was, I don't know, in the Super Bowl or something equivalent, or maybe they're trending somehow.
Don't know. It's just weird.
I don't buy into the conspiracy theories. I always look for a logical explanation for stuff.
Yeah.
Don't know.
What did you say, Carla? Sorry.
Somebody else was saying on Chat that their views seem to be very down. That that they're looking at stuff they put on a few days ago and it's had maybe 1-2 views.
Mm.
And you never quite know why that's happening either, do you?
Mm.
No.
We don't know anything. None of us know a damn thing.
But then, like my sales, I said before, January was diabolical for me. It was absolutely diabolical. If I had the unit, I would have barely have covered the unit cost. That's how dire it was. It was literally, I was getting no sale day. I'd get 1 sale day, another 2 no sale days. And you got to think how much I've got listed. But my watches were going up. I was getting views. So it wasn't that people aren't seeing my stuff. It's just I didn't want to buy it. Type mods.
There's a good theory there. If we're going to talk tin hat theories, Who Can Play at That says, do you ever swap photos around? I do that all the time and find it helps to have a photo that someone hasn't seen before on a previous search. Make it interesting to click on.
Shelley started doing that, hasn't she? Shelley on her men's clothing has started putting a lead photo of, like, say for a shirt, she's putting up a close one of the collar or something instead. She's changing her lead image, and she says she seems to be getting sales from it. And I don't know whether it's where if you're scrolling through on your phone, that's a bit different.
I wonder if it would work with nudes.
Maybe.
Sorry, Carla?
I wonder if it would work with nudes. If you put a nude up as your lead photo, not of myself. I mean, like one of the ones that somebody keeps, one of the ones that Lex keeps sending me. I just put a nude up as my lead photo on all my listings and see if it gets me more views. Yeah, worth trying.
I remember I was experimenting with using a different picture, one that stands out, a weird angle or a close-up or something. And again, it's impossible to know if I got the sale because of that, but one of those items sold really quick. I don't know.
I don't know, because I've done various different things with photos, and I've had a shirt listed the same way, where you just sort of take a picture of the collar and just the pattern on it, and it sat there for ages. It eventually sold, but it didn't sell straight away.
Yeah.
So
who
knows?
Like I keep saying with all of these things, it's really hard to know why something sells or why something doesn't sell.
I'm at the point where if they said to me, you need to go and take a raccoon skin out to and hide it under a dead tree stump at midnight on a moonlit night after dancing around it 4 times, waving an orange flag and singing Agadoo, and that's what gets the sales going. I'm at the point, right, but okay, raccoon skin, off I go.
You know what's funny? That's what Hannah was saying to me the other day.
Is that word for word?
So I don't know where you've heard that, but yeah, it is actually.
I've been eavesdropping on your conversations, Nick.
And apparently Simon Blitz is saying root canal isn't actually as bad as people make out. But then Rod, Pommy Picker, was telling me he had a mate who screamed in agony when they did it. I'm like, thanks, mate. That's what I wanted to hear this morning.
Do you want my wisdom tooth story?
Oh, do I?
I had my back wisdom tooth out, I think, when I was about 25. Went to the dental hospital, and he had to put his knee on my chest to get it out, right? And Darren, when we came out of there, Darren's like, I can't believe how brave you were, but because I just wanted it out, my face ended up like this for 3 weeks after. I couldn't eat. I just had to have milkshake and Weetabix. There was a picture, but it's sadly been lost.
No pictures! Oh,
Wow.
no pictures of terrifying dental work.
Yeah.
I'm going to forget I heard that.
Yeah.
I got lots of sympathy.
I had to sit and watch while they took 2 of Ellen's teeth out. That wasn't very pleasant.
Yeah.
Oh, I've had about 8 teeth out, I think, altogether, because I was really overcrowded when I was a kid, and I had double train track braces. They had to take loads of teeth out so they would space out properly.
Yeah, but that's why Ellen had hers out before her.
Sorry. Stu Mandry says root canal work is okay as long as they go in via the mouth. If they go to the other end, I've heard it's a bit uncomfortable.
I'll check before I sit down.
just be very careful what you're signing when you do those release forms.
Yeah, I had the same thing, Karen, where top and bottom braces, but they only took 4 of my molars out for that to give space for it to all move back. So I had really buck teeth when I was a kid. My nickname was Goofy. I used to be called Goofy at primary school.
No, you're just goofy for other reasons.
Yeah. Were there any other questions we want to touch on?
I was just scrolling down.
There was something.
Oh, yeah, you're scrolling back up again.
Oh, okay. I'll scroll down then. Sorry if we've missed things. Yeah, Gary, we're talking conspiracy theories. Oh, yeah, the blue or red door thing. Surely that's nonsense.
Yeah.
It is,
that, didn't you? And she just looked blankly back at you like, I don't know.
Sorry, Karen.
It's on what screen you're on. You can go on one screen, you'll be a blue door, then you'll go onto a different screen, it'll be a red door. I just think it's it's just to give us something to talk about.
Right, let's find another question.
Bianca says, how long do you keep not sold items until you take them out and donate them? 1,000,000 years, because I'm too lazy to do that.
Depends on the item, really. I'm getting quicker at marking things down and then getting rid. I used to be very sit and wait and eke every last penny out, but these days I'm much more sell it, move it out the door, don't care. Well, not that I don't care, but I just want it moved.
Carmel's got a good point. She says, putting keywords on your photos helps with SEO, even your lead pick. Save the file as or rename it using the title of your listing.
Oh.
I wouldn't even know how to do that. I didn't know how to do that. Yeah.
I don't know, because I upload it.
If you take your photos and upload them to the computer, then you'd be able to do that quite easily. But I don't know how you would do it if you do it through your phone.
Yeah, I do it through my phone.
It's a bit too technical for me.
Yeah, I had on my phone on the app.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah, so it wouldn't work for me, but it's an interesting point.
Yeah, worth thinking about.
Yeah.
Right.
People are just telling terrifying dentistry stories in the chat.
Sorry.
Oh, who brought that up?
There was a.
I looked like a gerbil.
Yeah, we're just reading.
I'm reading dentist stories now. I don't want to hear it. Unless you've got happy dentist stories, don't put them in.
Root canal's easy. Root canal's easy. I've had that as well. So much easier.
Okay.
Are you addicted to dentistry, Karen?
No, I haven't been to the dentist for about 5 years.
Or was
I
it
think.
deal?
Well, I look forward to hearing about your next batch of adventures then.
Deal Kitty says, I think if you show a gang signs with your hand next time to the item, it can increase sales and add interest.
I don't know.
He's crying.
Oh, gang signs.
What, like that? That's the only one I know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is it?
So when you model your own clothes, just do that, and then it will.
Yeah. So you're casual, leaning against the wall out the
Depop
back.
styly.
That's old fashioned. You've got to look gang.
Yeah, apparently.
Ali G look alike.
Do that thing where you paint a teardrop on your cheek. Is that gangster?
Oh, my stupid nephew's got that because he
Oh.
thinks it makes him look hard, and he's an absolute wimp.
What, tattoo here?
Yeah,
Is he? Oh, good lord.
No.
and on his neck. He just he's a wannabe gangster, but he's not. He's nothing. He's just an
They're
idiot.
called mandem, don't they? The kind of the youth that walk around looking like they want to be. I think they call them the mandem.
Yeah, oh, he's an idiot.
Yeah, I really like tattoos, and I think if they're done well, they're fantastic. But for me, call me old fashioned, the face should be a no-go area.
Yeah.
I just think, I don't know, it just no.
The neck's not very attractive as well in women, I find.
No.
No, you see lots of people with like what are they called, mandalas or mandalas or something.
Yeah, well, they cover.
Where they,
Yeah.
here, and did you see that woman that it was a singer, had Harry Styles put on her face?
Oh yeah.
Just awful. It didn't even look like him.
Oh my god. Imagine when you're like 80 odd and you've got some old has-been pop star on your face.
And if she ever regretted it, and just the scarring to get that off, it would be awful, wouldn't it?
Also, as she gets older and gets wrinkly, will Harry Styles get correspondingly wrinkly?
Sadly. Whatever floats your boat, and if that's your thing, far be it for me to knock it. It's just not. It's just wouldn't be for me. No.
I was going to say,
I can assure you, my nephew has not killed anybody. A couple of people said that the teardrop means that he's killed. My nephew has not killed anybody. He's a wimp. No, never.
Yeah, isn't having what's his name? That singer, Rag and Bone Man. Hasn't he got a teardrop?
I think so. Yeah.
You realise you're going to get angry comments from the lady with the Harry Styles tattoo, don't you?
Well, I'm sure she loves it, and fair play to her. All power to you, but we're allowed opinions, surely.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed opinions. We've proven before now that I am most certainly not allowed opinions.
Oh yeah, we've been there before, haven't we? Well, we've been a mine of information in this chat, I tell you. We've given you all these wonderful ideas to how to boost sales.
Right. So, are there any important questions that we've missed before we wrap up?
Well, find one more, and we'll.
No, just lots of chat about gang signs and teardrops.
I could have killed Darren. He came home one day with my name in massive letters on the inside of his forearm. I could have absolutely killed him.
Oh, kiss of death.
Oh.
It's the kiss of death to any relationship.
I know. It was 14 years ago. So.
Well, it was better that than some other girl's name.
True.
With Suzanne down his arm.
Give him credit for that.
You have to meet another car in. I said, you'll never meet another car in. Trust me.
Tickle Play That said, do you type out all the description on the phone too? All swap over to computer and continue from drafts? No, I just put the title in and the photos and then carry on the computer.
No.
I do everything on the computer and just use the phone to add pictures. What about yourself, Karen? What were you saying?
That's what I do. I start off with I do the draft on the computer, then I do the pictures, and then I add them to the draft. Then I just send it live.
Yeah. That feels the most efficient way for me. It works really, really well.
I am typo queen, to be honest.
Oh,
I'm very
you're typo king.
I'm always spelling things wrong when I'm putting things in messages or when I'm on the chat. It's always coming out being spelt wrong. So I don't do my eBay listings on there.
Yeah. Well, I can type really quite fast on the Mac keyboard. On a phone, I not only typo everything, but I'm really slow.
Yeah.
So it's so much more efficient for me to write the title and the description on the Mac.
Yeah. What was it you put the other night? Something about a hard rick shout glass. Hardwick shout glass.
Hardwick Cafe.
Oh, I love a shout glass.
Whoever Hardwick was, he's got a lot of cafes up and down the country.
I think my favourite was the lick the like button. That was the funniest.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago, yeah.
Sorry, that's Natalie racing downstairs with the puppy. Ian the Tat Doctor wants to know that when Karin's fella came home with his tattoo, did it say, "Do you know who I am"?
No.
Yeah.
I think we should all turn up to the meetup on the 27th of April with T-shirts that say, "Do you know who I am?"
Getting really cheap on eBay. Let's get someone to eBay sales.
Or somebody with a merch account make one, and then because you can do it cheap for us, and we'll get one.
Yeah, somebody out there who does merch, set it up. Cheap, cheap.
It's never going to be forgotten, is it?
No.
I'm never going to live that down ever.
No, we're going to make sure of that. You know that, don't you? Can you imagine if we all turned up with that T-shirt there, the staff at the hotel would be like, "No, we have no idea who any of you
Who
are."
the hell are you?
Let's end on a joke from Lucy. Who said, "What about the bald man who had rabbits tattooed on his head from a distance? Looks like hairs."
Oh. We should do that every week now. We've got to end on a joke. Put your jokes in at the end, and then we'll read at the end.
Inundated now.
Okay. We're going to wrap that one up. We've been waffling inanely for an hour. Hopefully, there was at least one gem of information in there. I'm not really quite sure.
I don't remember any.
Yeah, don't get tattoos on your face.
Yeah. So thank you so much, ladies, for joining us and stepping in at the last minute. Appreciate that.
No worries.
And Carla, Karen, and Karin, that's hard to say, all have YouTube channels. I have put the links for those below, so please go over and show some support to the channels. And hopefully we'll have a chance to catch up with Margaret, Texas Gal Treasures soon. And if you are watching, hopefully everything is okay.
Yeah.
Life got in the way, so we couldn't chat tonight.
Yeah.
So there you go. We're done.
And shall I say about our special guest next week?
If you want to tease that.
Okay. We have a special guest next week. If you are on Instagram and you follow JC Files, who mainly does Amazon, and we're going to chat to him next week. So, yeah. He also has a YouTube channel, which we will link next week.
So that'll be next Thursday, 6 o'clock for chat with JC Files. Looking forward to that one.
Yeah, we are.
So thanks again, ladies, and thanks everyone in the chat. Appreciate you spending the time with us.
Yeah, and come and join us again at 1 o'clock tomorrow for the All the Seller Ladies live.
Yeah.
If you're not sick of us, but I won't be there, so it'll be fine. Just come
You always handy.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Thank you so much, everyone.
Okay.
We'll see you soon.
Yeah, take care.
Bye.